Hey,
I'm out.
I don't think we talked about the Gucci and Jeezy battle.
We did not talk about that at all.
We did on the news.
No,
We talked about the news.
yeah, but not here.
That shit
No
made
Jumper
my
Show
whole
on Tuesdays.
existence.
I know it's kind of old news at this point, but I did just want to draw attention to it and just say that it was one of the greatest things I've seen in hip hop history. Also, you want to roll another one?
Yeah.
Let's get higher, bro.
Get hype.
I want to say that
Get higher.
On a drink.
I was excited for this thing the whole week. I was looking forward to it. You know, one of my friends was making merch for the actual event, and I was just ready for it to go. I thought they were going to be separate and not performing like together, like on the same stage. That's what really threw me off.
bro.
Oh,
I
you
was
thought
like,
COVID shit? They're going to be like in separate places?
or no, I thought like maybe Gucci would come out do his songs and then Jeezy would come out do their.
I knew it was
I
gonna
didn't know
be
they were
like
gonna
that,
do
bro.
it like that, and I was like, "Yo, this is crazy."
I didn't think they was gonna come out.
You
together.
never watched a Versus
I never
before,
watched
right?
none of
Yeah,
them. This is the only one I watched.
That's the first one I watched too. For sure.
The
But
only
amazing.
one
They
I watched
are
was
Versus.
a shitty. I watched like a Smokey Robinson one or some shit. I forget which one it was.
Gang bang.
No, it was an old.
No, you talking about fucking fuck
Who was
the
it?
black guy.
I only watched it because Joe Budden and them were talking about how bad it was.
The worst one was the one with Teddy Riley. They was fucking. up
That's the
everything.
one. Yes,
You seen the one with Teddy Riley?
That's the one I watched, and I only
Yeah.
watched it because I heard it was horrible.
I
Bro,
would
it was
never-
terrible.
I would never
It was
care to-
actually hilarious though, because they're dancing with the routines and the beats is going back. Oh man,
I would never care to watch any of those except for the one that I watched, which was the best one in hip hop history. That shit was amazing.
Are you crazy? Snoop
gonna
and
be-
DMX, nigga.
I don't care about none of that.
What?
I didn't watch that one.
That shit was fire.
Because like I feel like they're from two different fucking even generations almost. Like why?
Yeah,
would,
My
because-
nigga is Snoop. You're from the West Coast, nigga.
That's what I'm saying.
AD,
Why would
I'm
I
gonna
compare?
respectfully have to say that this is one of your dumbest opinions I've ever heard. Gucci and Jeezy had a beef that was
Yeah.
that involved
I
someone
know
dying.
that. I know that.
How the fuck could
I know that.
DMX versus Snoop? They don't have
They have
beef.
no
I didn't
beef.
say
They
that
don't
was-
have anything
they
I
against
didn't
each
say
other.
it was
Attention,
bigger.
nothing.
I said if he's talking about verses, there's been some dope versus battles.
I don't
Okay,
care.
but
Snoop
we're
and
talking
DMX,
about the best one. This was the
best one,
biggest.
bro.
This was the best.
Two
and
million
number two
concurrent-
That
is
was
in
the
a
best.
different fucking stratosphere, bro.
Yes, it is. It's
You
on a
know
whole
what's
different
crazy? I just
planet,
thought
bro.
about. I just seen this shit the fucking today.
You didn't even watch it when it came
Wait,
out.
no, not the Gucci and Jeezy one, bro. I seen Mr. Fab trying to do a Bay versus, and it went totally fucking left
Why?
What happened?
with Filthy Rich and fucking Kafani.
Yeah, right.
man.
You do that shit in the Bay?
No, they
Somebody
did.
get
They
it
did it already, and,
Oh,
and
what?
it turned to Filthy Rich just cursing out fucking Kafani, bro.
It was a mess.
He's like, "Fuck you, nigga. That's why you in a fucking wheelchair. That's why you didn't clean your fucking." I was like,
Oh, man.
Why did I not hear about this?
I
This
just
sounds
seen it before I
amazing.
came here.
Oh, it just came out?
gotta-
I just
see that.
seen it.
I'm
What
watching
the
this as
fuck?
soon
I
as
gotta
Filthy
check
Rich
in.
and Kafani, they're not even battling. They're just arguing. And he's like, "You over there fucking miserable. You probably live in your mom's house." They tell 50 like, "Where's your property? Where's your deed? I got all these properties and shit." And then 50 like, "You mad about this bitch, ain't you?" He's like, "No, the bitch came back to you. No, I ain't even care about the bitch. You had the bitch, bro. Fucking crazy, bro.
What?
Fucking amazing.
I gotta see that. That sounds
Yeah, this
unbelievable.
Oh yeah, crazy.
Wow.
Jesus.
Now that's the
ignorant.
craziest verses.
I feel like.
I mean, it got.
that sounds amazing.
It got real. I was sitting in the car. I was driving while I was listening to this, right?
Me too.
And I was like,
I'm jumping up and down in the
Dude,
car
bro.
listening
Me
to
too.
this.
Too,
I'm in the
nigga.
car.
Me too.
No, that's what I'm saying. I can't even control myself. And I'm like, I know Gucci at some points he has to perform the truth. He has to perform the
is.
truth.
He said he
He has to
wasn't
perform
doing
the
it
truth,
less, bro.
And then as soon as he dropped it, I was like,
That
oh
nigga said
my
we
god.
smoking on that Pookie pack.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he like
Pookie
dissed
loves.
him in every way that he could diss him.
Pookie
bro.
pack is
He made
different.
Jeezy look
He
like
s-
the most bitch
He
ass
said,
nigga ever, bro.
he said, send some more. I'm gonna send them back to you in a box.
nigga.
But you want to know what the
What?
thing is?
I would've
Is
had to
that
get- I would have had to throw them
they
up.
each
Nigga,
won.
what?
They each won. I really believe
Yeah,
that. I
they
think Gucci came out looking like the richer one, the more successful one, the better dressed one, the
Yeah.
more murderous one, the one
Yes.
who's more about the street
Murderous.
shit one.
That nigga said
And Jeezy
murderous.
came out
The
and
more,
made it
like,
pretty clear that
looking
his
like he-
catalog is fucking unreal. He's had so many
Yeah.
hit
Which
songs.
I told you.
That's you're right. And
I didn't
so
even
many
realize
people
sometimes.
forgot. Like so many because Jeezy's catalog, like people don't play it the same way that like Gucci, like he has had hits in like recent memory. He's
Yeah,
had
like a year
big
ago.
songs in the past couple years, and he's still like touring and probably I feel like this was probably insanely good for both of their careers
Yeah,
because
they both dropped tapes, didn't they?
if you could still tour right now, I feel like Jeezy would all of a sudden be able to book better and more shows right
Hell
now
yeah.
than previously.
Bro,
But
they had 2 million concurrent viewers.
yeah, the
know,
tape, but the
bro.
tape that
All
Gucci put out
watching
is
that
old
shit, bro.
shit, and the Jeezy tape is new, and I haven't listened to either because I'm a dad now.
I heard one of Jeezy songs. It was fire.
When I was watching the actual verses, I also realized the same thing too. Like, damn, Jeezy had more bangers than I even remember. But then also, there was a couple of Jeezy songs that I was just like, I've never heard this before in my life. What the fuck is this?
I knew every one of them.
I knew everyone.
You knew every Jeezy song? There's no way. Because there was some that I was just like,
It
no,
was
what
a
even
point in
is this?
time where Jeezy was the hottest nigga.
Yeah, you were.
No, for sure.
You're younger.
I was younger, but the Gucci Man era, like his golden era, was right when I was in high school. So I know that shit like the back of my hand. You feel
But
me?
the Gucci era and the Jeezy era, well,
It kind of overlapped,
Yeah.
but then you gotta think about it. So Icy came out, and then Jeezy had a fucking hell of a push
Jeezy
start.
was gigantic and Gucci was small, and then all of a sudden Gucci got
took
big,
off,
and as Jeezy goes down, Gucci goes up. That's
Yeah,
basically
it was like
how
that.
it worked.
Literally.
But then the one thing too that I don't think Gucci got enough credit for, I did see people say like, "Oh, Gucci played new songs, and who gives a fuck about new songs?" Gucci playing songs within the past couple of years, and he said it
Gives him
himself. He
credit.
said. Play some new shit. Who got some hot shit right now? He does make a good point there. So
Yeah,
he's been
wow,
much more
man.
relevant in the past couple of
Hell
years,
yeah.
including like having big songs. You
Yeah.
know, so I mean that does something too.
That was a weapon that he pulled out with Arsenal, and he definitely killed him off with that one. But but Jeezy was coming. Like, I was in the car, I was completely Team Gucci the whole way. But I'm watching it, and I was like, damn, I can't even deny.
Adam was too, and I told him, he was like, he's gonna wipe the floor.
Yeah,
down.
I
said,
thought he was going.
but I'm like, nigga, Jeezy has records, and he played some that are big fucking street
Yeah.
songs that he didn't even play that he could have played.
Right, and
Yeah.
the thing is,
Like,
too,
Geeked
though,
Up?
is that
oh yeah, right.
whoa,
Whoa, that would have been crazy. Okay,
Okay, but
at
this-
the skating rink, at
Come
Word on
on.
Wheels, the Geeked Up. Stop
First off, I'm
playing.
a motherfucking G, and I'll never let a bitch little bow wow me.
Yeah.
Yo,
What?
This is the thing though. Fuck, am I gonna forget it already? God damn it! No, all right. This
Old man syndrome.
This thing that they did is basically what we wish could always happen
With
in
every
hip hop.
beef.
Is that you could have big fucking names who have serious beef, and then they settle it through music. I would prefer that this was just like, you know, actual new records, but this is the new version of that, is that they go and they do the versus thing, and it's like normally we don't get that because like we know that Kanye and Drake have issues with each other, we know that Kanye and Jay-Z have issues with each other, but it's not, they're not gonna make a song about it. That's not really, they might yell about it on Twitter in Kanye's case, but you don't really get to see this like straight up conflict in the same way, and it's obviously it makes for amazing content, and the fact that they were able to do it without anybody getting hurt, which was obviously ensured by the fact that Jeezy or Gucci showed up with like multiple guards with machine guns around him and stuff.
Yeah, they was on some shit.
I don't know in what way Jeezy traveled there,
But let's talk about like the craziest part is them performing so icy at the end
Classic.
together.
that made you wonder if this whole thing had
Was-
been a ruse.
I know,
Like if they didn't
me.
really dislike each
No,
other
for
still.
real, for real.
But I think, you know, whatever, like when they're talking about, they probably said, let's play So Icy at the end, and they're both like, all right. And it was a weird image because it's like one was just sort of like rubbing in Jeezy's face the fact that he murdered his friend, and then like all of a sudden you guys are dancing side by side.
Jeezy,
but I
man.
mean, it's both of their song.
It
You
is
want to be
both of their
Gucci
songs.
so bad.
Jeezy is very mature, man.
Fuck that.
I actually
No.
I came away feeling
Yeah,
that way
nope.
too. That
Nah,
Jeezy
bro.
is very mature and
Man.
has a very mature perspective, but you wonder to what extent that's kind of like been forced upon him by the fact that he's had to humble himself because his career is not what it once was, and
And
Gucci
'cause he-
really hasn't had to in the same way, at least in recent years.
But he
And-
kind of backed up though.
No.
And
I don't like
Bro,
Jeezy.
he's still putting out music. It just hasn't been.
True.
Yeah.
It hasn't been what
And
it
bro,
was.
you can't be mad. You really sent them niggas to go do that.
I know.
So you can't even be mad. Like
Yeah.
you started that.
But you can respect that Jeezy clearly doesn't relate to the person that he was when
for
he
sure.
ordered that hit.
That's what he like, you know, because he was talking greasy. He put a bounty on his head. I remember the beat.
Bro, he was all
it was
on
over
the videos
the
talking. He was
yeah.
acting super tough.
Yeah,
nigga.
like, he was
I
like-
put 10 on your head.
I don't remember.
Bro, or like
He
all
was-
like the old like
bro.
like the like hood rich
He was
TV
going
like
hard, my nigga.
I do not
Bro.
remember that.
But I
Bro,
came
go
away
hard.
from it feeling like, you know, and that's pretty funny because Jeezy
he should have played his Gucci Man disc on the
Jeezy
ASAP
did
one.
the
Didn't
same.
he? Like, he didn't come back at all.
Jeezy did the same thing that 6ix9ine did. He put money on somebody's head on camera, and then somebody actually tried to
On a
shoot
song.
him. But 6ix9ine got indicted for it and fucking snitched, and Jeezy somehow We never heard anything about it.
Like, bro,
like
Pookie-
everybody
Pookie
in
was
hip hop
signed-
knows.
Pookie was signed to Young Jeezy.
See, I didn't know this.
All right, so his homie that killed
Pookie Loc, the one that killed. He
so
was
you
signed
knew-
to
you knew
Jeezy
this
as an
whole time.
artist, which I never knew his name, and I never knew those.
I knew
details.
that the shit happened, but I don't know the dynamic of.
Oh, bro.
Because I was told
His guy was
that they
signed
weren't
to
cool
Gucci.
like that.
Nobody-
That's what I was told.
Nobody
He was
was
signed-
eager to put that all this stuff out there because like Gucci in his book doesn't talk about it. He just prints a news article about the situation.
Yeah. Okay, so apparently he's with some strippers, right? Or he's with a stripper.
Oh yeah, after
takes
the club,
him back
he
to
goes
the
back with some
apartment,
strippers.
and then they run in with guns, masks, and shit. I think he shoots both of them or just one.
He killed one of them.
I
think it was only one dude though.
It was two.
I don't know.
It was like a group of
Yeah,
them.
it was
a
multiple
group of
people.
them.
He shoots at them. He hits the one guy, and we don't know if he either
They start fighting
dragged
first,
the
too,
body.
I think, like-
Remember the story that
I
he
remember
dragged the
hearing
body,
this, but I
that
never
he
knew if it
dragged the
was
body
true or
out
not.
to the woods, or if the guy got shot. No, or if the guy got shot and ran to the woods and then just collapsed and died.
That sounds more realistic.
That sounds more realistic, but
Yeah.
it's like giving Gucci Man like the boogeyman, like
Yeah,
craziest
killed-
motherfucker ever.
He killed
Like
him and then
really a
dragged him to
psycho,
the
yeah,
woods.
like-
Because
what
for
the
me, if that situation happens to me and I have to fucking kill this dude, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna call the fucking cops and say,
like,
"Hey,
yo,
this guy
yeah.
tried to kill me.
And I smoked this nigga.
Please come here because I know I'm gonna have to deal with this sooner or later, and I might as well." You know, like
2 weeks later, go to the woods.
Yeah, I'm not gonna fucking try to get away with it. Like,
You're like smoking the woods in the office, like I had to do it.
no, I just come and talk about it on the podcast.
He's in the woods. Look under the grass.
Yo, I don't give a fuck.
Had to do
The
it.
fact that Gucci rubbed the murder in his face was not
Yeah.
as ridiculous as the moment where he said, "My outfit cost 10 bands."
Yeah.
He said, "Look at my opponent.
Yeah.
Look at my opponent."
Yeah.
And then you look over at Jeezy, and for the first time in the whole thing, I realized,
You're like, yo,
oh,
this nigga
Jeezy's
got a
wearing a bum-ass basketball jersey and some jeans. Damn.
And some regular forces.
Yeah,
like,
No,
like
he
that-
didn't.
that
He
was
have like
the
a
image of
branded
how
like.
He had a snowman
Wait a
shirt
minute.
on.
Did that just say Young Jeezy on the back
It
or
said
something?
Big-
It's
I
like an
think he
old
did
promo
that.
run.
it said Big
I
Snow.
think he did that for the nostalgia of it.
It was.
He did it
That's
because
why.
I think he just don't. He's an old school guy. He don't think about fucking.
Bro, he has a fucking Malcolm X type of shit on his cover.
But Gucci wasn't dressing all crazy back then like the way that he does now. Where every
True.
time you see
wasn't. He
Gucci,
wasn't
he's
jeans
dressed to
and
the
a shirt.
fucking
Well,
nines.
well, think
he
about
got
it.
that
Shirt or
shit on.
something.
Jeezy comes from that era where you wore white tees, you wore
Baggy ass
basketball
clothes,
jerseys, you
baggy
wore
as fuck.
you know, it was like it's different. Then you look at Gucci and he's basically wearing like a fucking $10,000
This
fucking
nigga
Gucci
said,
outfit.
no, you know what he said exactly word by word? He said, can somebody appraise my outfit, please? He said, my outfit costs about $10K.
Oh,
now
man.
look at this nigga over here.
Look at my opponents. Because up till that moment, they hadn't actually insulted each other.
Yeah.
And I thought
I
as
knew
the
he was
First thing he
coming.
said,
As
yeah,
I was
okay.
watching it, I started to feel like, oh, they had a gentlemanly agreement to not do any personal attacks, and that was when I started to realize, like, oh, Gucci's an asshole. He's
Yeah.
if they have an
he
agreement,
was throwing shit out there. He was letting it fly.
he's gonna break this agreement.
Hey, you see how when Jeezy started doing this little motivational speech and shit, Gucci didn't say nothing after.
Yeah,
He
he
literally
said, "Oh,
just,
fuck all
I
that."
feel like he made him feel bad a little bit because
Uh-huh.
like Gucci kind of just was like,
And
man,
because
he like just turned around.
But think about what Jeezy was doing
was
in
like,
that moment.
man.
When you bring up Nipsey Hussle, when you bring up King Von, when you bring up Mo 3, you make it
Gucci didn't
very
say shit. He
hard
was like,
for the
yeah.
other person to all of a sudden just sort of glamorize murder in your face. When you sort of confront somebody with the reality of a man lost his life. He had a kid. Like that, we seen the kid on Instagram talking about like his son, his like
This
grown
nigga Gucci
ass
just
son.
dissing.
And Gucci is in such a grown ass mature part of his life, and he's still saying, "Ha ha ha! I
I
killed
didn't
your
expect him to
homie."
go that hard. I'm not
And,
gonna lie.
and,
I
and
didn't either.
we
Bro,
love him for
I
it, but at the same
didn't see it
time,
coming.
Jeezy clearly had the perfect fucking ace up his sleeve when he
Yeah,
brings up
he
Vaughn
did.
and Nipsey and shit, because it's true. Like
No,
a man
it
died.
was 1,000% true.
Granted,
But
the man who died was trying to kill him.
I
but,
was about
I
to
mean,
say the only thing about that is
That's what fucking just
that's the only thing
says
that
fuck
that's the only
everything.
thing that trumps it is the fact that he sent those niggas
Gucci
to go
would be
do that
dead,
to
bro.
him.
Imagine if Gucci was dead, bro.
But
If
that
Gucci
would have been
would've
the
died-
ultimate thing. Guys, this
It
would have
would.
been as viral as this whole thing was if as soon as Jeezy got done that motivational speech, if Gucci had said, "You sent the motherfucker," best, most viral, most ridiculous thing we would have ever seen.
Yeah.
If he had thought to say that in that moment, I think it would have been the best thing ever. But
I mean,
whatever.
shit. Him saying send some more. I'm gonna send it back in the box.
Oh,
that was
crazy.
the best. That was the best. Man, you have to have a chip on your shoulder.
Then
I'm
he said
driving
we
when this happened to him.
smoking
Like,
I was jumping up and down at the comment about the outfit. So by the time he's actually saying the shit about smoking Pookie, like I'm like, oh, what the fuck?
And it's happening live, and they're across from each other. On
And
the
the worst part is I walk into the house and I'm still watching it on my phone, and my girl is there with the baby and the doula, and they're fucking like clearly having this super quiet, peaceful moment.
Like, fuck all
and I'm walking in the house like, yo, this dude Gucci's crazy. You got such different energies, bro.
You got the volume on full loud on the phone, just going crazy.
I'm like, sorry, Parker, but this dude Gucci's a fool. I was thinking about how I would explain it to my kid if she was older, and I would probably be like,
why would you be explaining that to your kid?
because what if she was like 4 years old and she was asking? I would probably be like, this guy was really mean to this guy. And now they're talking it out.
The way you just said that was like a dad, I'm going to be honest.
You know, that was like,
that was cool right there.
You got it.
You can't tell the kid, oh,
If you're a kid, like,
this
oh,
dude
okay.
killed this dude's homie. The kid's not ready for that.
Yeah, kid's not ready for that.
He's gonna be like, what?
You got to tell her the most basic, safest version about it. They had a little argument back in the day, and now they're working it out.
Yo, you're fucking hilarious.
Niggas died.
Oh God, man. But yeah, no, honestly, I think that it was good for the city of Atlanta. It was good for just overall, like how you should
Good for
conduct
hip hop,
yourself.
period.
For sure.
How you should conduct yourself just as a man in general. You feel me? And like they both made it past it. At the end, they both, you know, like not really apologized, but they kind of got over it.
They went to the club.
They went to the club after.
And we can only hope that one day AD will be man enough to do the same thing with Casey Veggies.
What?
That's my homeboy.
I'm like,
I'm just kidding. I was just thinking about him because he had that tweet about you guys and your
This about the West Coast shit? Oh, yeah.
I was just trying to think of somebody on the top of my head ready to battle.
He just said like me included with a bunch of rappers from the West Coast,
Yeah.
like really bought it back.
Right.
That's a fact.
Yeah, which is true.
This
And
is true.
When you think about like where LA is at right now, music wise, like that, there was setting the seeds of it, because for a long time, for some reason, there wasn't really that much happening out of LA, and you were kind of early on that wave.
True.